Hi, this is Lenica. Today I'm going to show you all how to get all of the family types for Foulclaw as part of the giant, very difficult looking achievement, Family Fighter. This one's not too bad, but if you don't have the right pets, it is just straight up impossible due to some really difficult mechanics that Foulclaw has, which I kind of think are bugs, but technically it's just the weird difficulty of how Blizzard decides to code damage reduction debuffs in this game. So, go ahead and show you what I'm talking about real quick before I start this out, but it won't take too long. First one here is the Humanoids. And what makes Foulclaw difficult is he has the boss debuff to take 50% reduced damage, and he uses Crouch. And for some stupid reason, these two 50% add instead of basically working how 50% damage reduction should work. Theoretically, you'd think, oh, he takes half damage, and then he takes half of that damage, so it's 25%, right? Nope, it just stacks 50 plus 50, and he literally is invulnerable for 3 rounds, and usually 4 because of his obnoxious speed. And that 548 attack power might not even be correct. It's either incorrect, or this is an easier version of what he used to be. The dual tip here says that he was supposed to have 2200 health and 684 attack power. So that's the main thing that makes him so difficult, and the other thing that makes him really difficult for a guide per se is his main attack is Flurry, which is total RNG. It's very good in PvP because it can break decoy and bubbles, but in PvE you don't want to be seeing it and you also don't want to really be using it because it's so RNG dependent. It's basically just flipping a coin for doing what most of the time is about 300 extra damage, and if it crits, it's 400. So very difficult, and just a heads up, these strategies are not going to be 100%, especially 2 of them. The main one that comes to mind is elementals. Also, I'm not going to be able to show y'all how to do aquatics because I just got lucky. I did get it, in case you're wondering. I did get it, but I just got a crit because I don't have the right breeds of the pets that you need. So I was only able to do it because I got a crit in one of my gnaws. But enough dilly-dallying and talk. It's really the only issues. His first ability is honestly a bit of a mercy that he's using it because you're never going to even last 20 rounds. So it's kind of comical that he's even throwing out something that would kill you after 20 rounds. It's good luck. If you can manage to last 20 rounds, that in itself is an achievement. So first one up is going to be Humanoids. For this one, what I like to do is I like to use Dazzling Dance, and now you'll notice I have 3 speed pets. So I'm actually going to be able to outspeed him, and I don't really take much damage for Flurry, so this is definitely one of the easier ones. We're just going to go for a couple bites. He's always going to follow the same pattern, where he throws up his debuff on your team, then he goes for damage, and then he goes for a crouch. It's always in that order, so what you can do is just go for damage on the first 2 rounds every time is pretty much what we want to do. Then we'll go ahead and throw a Bark Skin, just kind of alternate between our 2 abilities. It really doesn't matter what we do during crouch because he literally takes 0 damage right now. It's kind of silly. But we're going to just go ahead and refresh our Dazzling Dance. Alrighty, his crouch is gone, so now we're going to go for some more bites. Oh, I know I'm not using the names, but the pets that I'm using for Humanoids are the Dandelion Frolicker, Little Bad Wolf, and the Flare Youngling, all speed breeds. Alrighty, he doesn't have crouch up yet. One trick to know is if you're using this add-on that I have. Actually, no, that's not even add-on. That's just basic UI. Is if you see that his crouch is off cooldown, he's going to cast it on the next turn, not on the very first turn that it's off cooldown. So just a little trick you can use. Once you're this low health, you may as well just throw up Dazzling Dance. Your Bark Skin isn't going to really save you at this point. Even with the weak damage, he just hits so hard. Alrighty, so now we're going to bring in our Little Bad Wolf. Little Bad Wolf is a must-have. Every guide that you'll see on him, on this guy with Humanoids, will have him because he has Howl. And so one trick you can do with the crouch is, as long as you can apply a debuff that doesn't deal any damage, the debuff will still stick. And so what you can do is you can go ahead and dodge here. If he has full 3 rounds of crouch up, you may as well just go ahead and throw up your howl, and then you can hit him. But no reason to hit him while he's taking 50% reduced damage when you can just wait till later and then do a big nuke. Boop. There we go. And most of the time you're never going to even have to use your Flare Youngling. I can't really think of any amount of bad RNG that could cause you to have to do that. So definitely the easiest one is Humanoids. Next up is going to be Dragons. Dragons is a little bit gimmicky, but I basically 2-pet it as well. And this should be 100% as well. So here, same strategy as before. We're just going to go for some damage on the first 2 rounds. It's actually really good for him to get a triple with a crit like that, because that means we're super low health. And when we go for our life exchange actually goes right through crouch, and that's going to mean we can now just throw up our Celestial Blessing, and at this point we're fine with him killing us because we can't touch him for 2 rounds anyways. Alrighty, Celestial Blessing's going to let us bring in our Crominius with a crouch of our own, and we're just going to throw up a howl since he has crouch up on him. We're going to go ahead and bite. And one more bite ought to take care of him. You'll notice he does have crouch available, but he doesn't use it until the next turn after it comes off cooldown. So that one's pretty simple. Next up is Birds. Birds is also 2-petable. Just use the Sharp Talon and the Dragon Bone, and then you can throw in the Terror Claw if you want. Just make sure it is a bird, of course, or else you don't get credit. So this one's incredibly easy. Just throw up Rip, Falcosaur Swarm, and as long as you maintain Falcosaur Swarm, he's actually going to keep taking damage because it acts as a howl. So go ahead and Falcosaur Swarm, y'all. When I first did it, I remember I went for Predatory Strike, but I kind of want to try going for Falcosaur Swarm instead, just to maintain that Shattered Defenses debuff. It's what allows our bleed to keep doing damage even while he has his crouch up. Alrighty, he has Shattered Defenses. We're going to go ahead and go for an Adrenaline Rush. That means we'll outspeed him with our Power Dragon Bone, even after we lose our Racial. And a quick Thrash will take care of him. Next up is going to be Undead. Undead is actually quite simple because, of course, you have Unholy Ascension. It allows you to just add 25% damage, and it's really about doing damage. Like, a lot of the time, you'll get really close, and then he'll just be invincible for 4 rounds, so you can't do anything to him, even if he's at, like, 50 health. But as long as you can throw some sort of debuff, those are the family types that are much easier. Alrighty, so for this one, we're just going to attack him for the first 2 rounds while we can. Your rotation is pretty important. You want to always make sure that you're doing some sort of damage while you can, and then doing something else while you can't. So we know he's going to use crouch now, because he always uses crouch in the 3rd round. So let's go ahead and throw up Curse of Doom. Go ahead and Unholy Ascension. He'll most likely kill us. If for some reason he doesn't, it's no big deal. We want to die. But most of the time he will kill you, so you go ahead and Unholy Ascension, and then you can actually Shadow Shock since he's taking 25% damage right now. Literally, he's taking 25% damage, so that's some damage. You may as well use it. And now he has that that debuff. We could bring in our Blighted Squirrel. Pretty much a must-have. We're going to go ahead and throw up the Bleed. And then Stampede. Stampede's going to make our bleed hit extra, and our Curse of Doom will do double damage. It actually crit for me the first time, but he can't take more than about 600 damage at one time, so it doesn't matter if it crits or not. Sweet. So he has Shattered Defenses on him. He has a bleed. Obviously, he's your Maul. GG. Next up is critters. You just want 3 squirrels. You don't even need 325 level squirrels. I like Nuts because he has a high attack power. I just use Scrap, my speed squirrel, and then just a grizzly squirrel with decent attack power, and it worked out apparently for me. So let's try it out again. Let me see. I want to say I adrenaline rushed first. Sounds like something I would do if I was me. Adrenaline rush. I tried this at first with a Dark Moon Rabbit and then realized that Dark Moon Rabbit's adrenaline rush isn't actually adrenaline rush. It only works for 2 rounds, so it's total garbage. Alrighty, we're just going to keep stampeding. Maintain that debuff so that our bleed keeps doing damage. And I think we just want to adrenaline rush here because Crouch is about to fall off. So we want to adrenaline rush to keep our speed faster than him. Go ahead and bleed him up again. Oh, so RNG. Alright. He's not gonna crouch yet, so let's go ahead and adrenaline rush so that we're faster. All of the triples, yes please, thank you Blizzard. And we should be able to stampede and hopefully get that kill. So RNG, so, you know, if he gets all of those triples and then doubles while he's slower, you're probably going to lose, but even with my bad RNG, I was able to pull out a win. And that's with a level 23. So a level 25 will also just give you that slight bit of extra health that you probably need. I honestly didn't really think I was going to win that one. Alright. Next up is Magic Pets. Magic Pets was the first one that really took me a long time. And at first I want to say I beat it with a slightly different strategy. No, I know I did, but I don't remember what it was because it was kind of a lucky win. This is a pretty solid strategy. The idea here is you actually want as high a health Infernal as possible. So if you have HH or H power, that's going to be the best. But it will work just fine with the PS, so I'll go and show you that one. So yeah, here's my strategy. You want to go ahead and we're using Soul Ward, even though it gets broken instantly by Flurry, to kind of mitigate his RNG. So here's the strategy: is on the first round, you're going to just beam, and you don't have to care about what he does. He's always going to use that Greater Apocalypse. Nothing great about it because you're not going to last long enough for him to use it. Next round, you're just going to use beam, but you have to count how many times he hits you with Flurry. He hit me with Flurry 3 times, so since he hit me with Flurry 3 times, I'm going to use Soul Ward. If he hadn't, you can either just press your beam or you can pass. But the point of it is so that we die when we want to and we don't die when we don't want to. Since he got the triple on the very first turn that he attacked us, we're going to use Soul Ward here. And now we're going to use Life Exchange. Unless he gets like a double crit right here, we're totally safe. If he'd gotten that triple right there, we would have been fine. So, of course, Life Exchange goes through Crouch, and now we're probably going to die. If it's not on this turn, we'll die on the next turn, and that's actually the best case scenario, is just like here, where we're dying just as his Crouch falls off. And so that means that we can bring in our Enchanted Lantern. We can go for an Illuminate. We're going to swap into our Infernal. Take some damage, but then we're not worried. The point is he's below 800 health, so we've won, because right now he's going to go for Crouch and we're going to explode. GG. Now the reason this works is because Explode doesn't care about any modifiers. It doesn't care about the boss 50% reduced damage. It doesn't care about crouch. It just does straight up 40% of your max health. The only thing that's going to protect him is the... Actually, I think it even does. I think it literally will go... No, that's right. We use Sunlight for two reasons. One, it makes that 40% more damage, and also it makes it so that his boss debuff will not activate. So... basically, the long story short, just do that rotation, and that strategy will be like 90% successful. It's probably the best strategy out there. But it took me about 45 minutes to come up with. It's tough. This little stinker is really tough to beat with magic pets. Elemental is worse, though, and I'm going to have to go ahead and be upfront with y'all. This strategy is basically a 75% win rate, and what it'll come down to, aside from crits, of course, is if he gets two triples on your Corehound pup at the end, you lose. So, as long as either of his attacks are not triples, even if he gets like a crit, you're fine. But if he gets two triples in a row, it's over. The good news is just, healing your pets is free. Just heal your pets and try it again. But this is how I did it, pretty much. Actually, if I remember right, the way I got it the first time was a little bit luckier than 25% or 75%. I think it was like a crit or something that gave it to me. So for this one, you just want to go for a barrel toss. Go for a barrel toss again. Just fine if he gets a triple. We're going to go ahead and bubble here. The idea is to just stall out through his crouch right now. Go ahead and throw up an explosive brew so that it'll go off. Even though it's weak damage, it'll go off later on, right after his crouch is gone. So just pass here. It doesn't matter. I mean, you can throw up your barrel toss if you want, but it doesn't matter. You're going to die. Next, we're going to bring in our tiny bog beast. Go ahead and spam leap. Just spam leap until you know he's about to use crouch, which, as we've been over before, is the turn after it comes off cooldown. So he's not going to use crouch right now because it's on cooldown. He's not going to use crouch right now, even though it's off cooldown because he doesn't like to. That was a scary crit. And now he's going to use crouch. So we want to go ahead and use our rampage right before he uses his crouch. Get that nice juicy 262 damage in. And then this is the real RNG, is you have to pray to RNGesus that he doesn't crit you twice. Or, sorry, that he doesn't triple you twice. So if he gets a double on me the first time, I've already won. And now even if he gets a triple, you'll see I'll survive. So we're gonna go ahead and burrow. And then Howl plus burrow should kill him every time. But it's still scary because, like I said, if he gets two triples in a row, your Corehound dies. And there's really nothing you can do because elementals have no way to increase damage taken except flyby, and I tried that. Trust me, it doesn't work. So, next one up, beasts, obviously is easy. Doesn't even matter what you bring really besides a speed ankle render. I brought a speed ankle render in Fluffykins, my speed alpine foxling. Your rotation's a little bit important. I'm pretty sure you want to slow him first so that you take less damage from his flurries, theoretically. Then of course you go for Black Claw. And then you're going to use that hunting party right before he uses crouch. Don't wait till crouch is up or it'll do 0 damage, which is super stupid, but that's how it works. Alrighty, we're going to go ahead and Primal Cry again. And Chi-Chi, thank you for playing. Normally, you'll bring in your Alpine Foxling or whatever it is if you don't get that lucky crit, and you'll howl him and bite him and whatever you want to do. But it is technically, as you can see, soloable, which is pretty funny. I'm not going to bother to show you a win, probably, because I don't have the right breeds, but basically the long story short is get 3 mongooses or civets with the most attack power and health that you possibly can. If you have raw speed, you actually just don't have enough damage, and I was only able to get this win because I got lucky, but the rotation's pretty much the same as what I did. I just don't have any other higher attack power, higher health civets and such, so I'll show you what you want to do. I just, you know, I have like 260 attack powers and then 289. You want that 289, that's nice. That mongoose pup with a power speed breed is probably your best bet, or speed balance golden civet or golden civet kitten. Both of those are really, really ideal because they have decent attack power and just enough speed. So I think that speed balance is the best bet. I just don't have them at level 25, and I'm out of stones on this character, so just trust me, it works. It's just you gotta have the right breeds, and if it's not working for you, you probably just don't have hard enough hitting breeds. Also, these mongooses don't have as much health, so it makes it a lot trickier. But I'll show you what you want to do. This is just the tightest as far as you really don't have a lot of wiggle room. If you get bad RNG, he crits you a lot. He doubles you when he's slower. You know, you just really need to try it several times. And I've beaten it several times with multiple aquatics, but I haven't found a combo of the pets that I have that works like a majority of the time. It's very, very difficult. But yes, your rotation is always going to be basically the same thing. You always want to keep Screech up on him. Then you want to gnaw him, take advantage of that speed increase you have over him. And then before he throws up his crouch, right before he does, you always have to hit him with another Screech. Never go for another another gnaw unless he's almost dead, and you're going to get the killing blow with it. Now we just want to stall out because he has crouch up, so we're going to go ahead and dive just to stay alive for a turn and take some damage there. If we're super lucky, we can get out another Screech, but most of the time you are going to kick the bucket there. Not most of the time, it's basically 50-50. He's about to be faster than us, so we have to go ahead and Screech him again. I'm going to go ahead and gnaw. He's about to refresh his crouch, or throw up crouch, so we have to Screech him again. I'm going to go ahead and dive, just to stay alive while that crouch is up. Just like the last situation, we have a 50-50 chance of being able to apply another Screech. We did, so that's pretty lucky. And we have him pretty close, but I just don't think that our low health mongoose pup can take him out. This one's pretty RNG, because you have like a 50-50 chance to get out that last attack before kicking the bucket. And so if I had another one of these, another one of these 1400 health ones, I probably could do it, but I just don't think it's going to happen with this 1237 health. We have to Screech him, because without like a crazy double crit or something, he's not going to die. So we're going to go ahead and dive. He got a single, which is good for us. If he gets another single, we might be able to get a lucky win against him. I'm going to go for this, hope he gets a single. If he gets a single, we actually can just kill him with a gnaw. And we got him. Alright. It's really, really tight. It's very RNG dependent, and that's what sucks about this guy, is that flurry can just really screw with you. If he gets those doubles when he's still slower than you, there's just so little you can do with aquatics. These other pets aren't so bad, but aquatics and elementals, man, it's tough. It's just a tough achievement, but the good news is you only have to do it once, so. And then there's mechanicals. Mechanicals is really quite easy. I didn't spend much time having to come up with this strategy. Just especially after aquatics. So mechanicals, you know, you just want to throw up Screech using Codblade Raptor. Little Blink's pretty much a must-have since he has inflation, unless you have the knockoff Blinktron, in which case, congratulations, you have a pet I don't have yet. Gonna go ahead and throw up that Screech again, just, you know, keep him slow. The extra damage from bite isn't really worth it. You want him slower than you. We can't touch him right now, so we're gonna go ahead and exposed wounds. Just spam exposed wounds. Hope he doesn't get a double here. Yep, 2 doubles in a row. That's good luck. Not. Alright, let's see. Actually, it's not bad luck, because it means we can do both extra plating and make it rain. It's pretty good luck, actually, in a weird way. Normally, you're going to be able to survive through the end of his crouch, and then you're going to come in with your little bling and just inflation and make it rain. And not in that order. Make it rain and inflation. But since he killed us early, lucky bastard, we're going to go ahead and extra plating first. Since we can't touch him anyways. I mean, he has a crouch up. Then we're going to make it rain. And then we're going to inflation. So we're probably going to beat him way better than I did the first couple times that I beat him with this team. Just because he got lucky and killed my Codblade Raptor super fast. So just keep that Shatter Defenses up on him, and then just kill him with them all. Or just, you know, do that. I definitely had to bring in my anodized Robocub and hit him with a maul and a bite or something the first time, but this time it was easy. So there you go. That's how I beat this guy. If y'all like these videos, let me know, and I'll keep doing these tutorials. I just gave it a shot. This is the first one I tried, and it really gave me a run for my money. This is very challenging. Loving this Blizzard. I just wish that there were more elemental and aquatic pets that had debuff appliers for damage taken. There are a couple others. Magic was another one that gave me a huge problem. You just can have some fun with Sunlight and Explode, and of course Life Exchange is super strong for these types of challenges. So looking forward to trying some more of these out, and I will see you all in the next video. Thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below, and I'll get back to them as quickly as I can. Bye.